Hey guys, welcome back to some more AFK Arena. Today we're back over on the YouTube account and we're going to be looking at the Dragonforge. Now, a couple things that we want to do in the Dragon Isle. So the Dragonforge for a majority of players has been incredibly difficult to get through. I know a lot of players are kind of stuck not getting any of these stars. So I want to run through the 3-star teams that I have actually got. Haven't been able to finish 7 yet. Now, of course, a lot of players are saying they are saving all of their scrolls to the point that new Draconic heroes come out. Now, it is really going to be kind of an either or, because if you're saving those, that means you're not going to have the ability to actually level up the Dragon Horn without summoning heroes. So this is where you're going to kind of get stuck, is if you're leveling up this Dragon Horn, it's going to be easier getting through the Dragonforge trials as you continue to build it up. If you're housing or if you're just sitting on all of your summons, it's going to be super difficult to get through here because, of course, you're not going to have any of the Draconic heroes built. Now, with that, again, kind of the flip side of that, if you're saving all of those scrolls, you could have the advantage when new heroes drop or when essentially more Draconic heroes drop. But overall, you're going to be limiting exactly what you can get out of this Dragonforge. So again, if you're thinking of getting in here early, burning through all of your scrolls, getting all of the essentially the Draconic heroes that you can get, you're going to have the ability to make more progression in the Dragonforge trials, which is going to unlock, of course, the Dragonforge based on the rewards that you're going to get out of the calculation. Now, you can see right here, we have finished floor 6, so we're getting 180 of these stamps in roughly 3 more days. So we still do have some time to get through here. Now, also with the Dragonforge itself, it is going to reset. They said every 4 weeks, it is going to reset. So every week, essentially, and what I think is you're going to be able to go through here, collect loot from here every single week. And then, of course, what you're buying in here is going to reset every single month. So I think this is going to be the income that you're getting, the income generation that you're getting out of here to actually build and really get up these dragons within getting those scrolls and also getting the emblems in here that you really do need to build these up. Now, of course, again, this is going to be super important, and we're going to have to see exactly where these heroes are going to be used just based on the build here. But farming resources out of here are going to be and is going to be an absolute game changer because, of course, you want to build out the dragon heroes. So again, it's kind of a double-sided sword where if you're not building them out, and doing summons, which I want to hop in, I want to do some more summons today. You can see we have 22 scrolls, we have 12,000 diamonds, and then we do have 5 more of these. If you caught the video last night with the live stream, we actually got a lot of summons in here. And the trick was if you put in one hero, so if you put in only one hero, you had the ability to actually summon a lot more copies of that one specific hero on the wish list. I'm at the point where I need all of these in, and actually Nyla's already at 1-star. So I'm going to drop Nyla out and just put these 2 in. Now, that does not mean you're not going to pull copies of Polina or you're going to pull copies of Cassius as well as Nyla. You can still get all of them, but I believe the chance is much lower if you go in there because, of course, we have 3 empty slots, and Nyla I already have at 1-star. We built her out to a 30960. So I'm going to keep her exactly where she is right now. Again, not dropping her in there because these 2 we want to focus on. Now, in addition, you'll quickly realize that you don't have food. That is the exact same place that I'm stuck at, where we don't have enough food to actually build out a lot of these heroes. So I'm hoping the summons today that we can go ahead and build those out. Then we'll hop into the Dragonforge and see exactly what we can pull out of there. And there's a quick double. Boom, there's Polina and Cassius out of there. Now, Cassius I already got a lot of copies of, but again, we are looking for the rare food. And honestly, going in here, pulling all 6 of these, having a chance to possibly get a highborn hero, which of course would be absolutely amazing. But there we go. 1 more copy, which is Polina again. A lot of resources out of here. Then, of course, Dragon Temple, we have 5 in here. Maybe today is going to be the day that we're going to pull another copy of Gwen. Now, a lot of players also didn't realize, and we'll look at it real quick, that you were getting extra copies of Hildwyn. A lot of players went ahead and summoned out of there. And there we go, guys. There is another copy of Gwen. We finally hit it. Don't know if that was a pity timer or not, but there is the next copy of Gwen, which is very, very cool to see. So that is going to give us the ability to actually build her up a little bit further, which again, in turn, I'm hoping is going to give us the ability to actually make some more progression within that Dragonforge trial because we're kind of stuck at this point. And there's Legendary Plus. But like we were saying, when it came to Hildwyn, we actually had the ability to get him already right there built +1 copy, because we did get lucky. Again, a lot of players didn't realize, looking in here, we got this additional free copy out of here. So I've been kind of building him from here. Again, I don't know which one is going to be the best to get out of here, but we're essentially going to see. And as you can see, they're rewarding us for building Hildwyn at this point. We're not seeing him within the heroic ship, which means all of the resources are coming here for building him, but we're not seeing the exact same thing for Gwen. So I am hoping they are going to do this variation essentially for Gwen. And again, a lot of players have already used a lot of resources building them up, which unfortunately now it was kind of for naught, because you haven't got to the point of being able to build them up high enough. Now looking at our food, see, even here, guys, we have double copies right here. So short of using some of these copies of Cassius that we've kind of gotten, we literally only have one Gorge, which of course is probably the cutest little dragon we've ever seen. But unfortunately, we don't have enough copies of Gorge to build up the rest of these. Again, short of doing mass summons, which we kind of did yesterday, but now we're stuck again because we don't have the ability to make progression within the aisle. So let's run through in here and show you the Dragonforge trials, which teams I used in here, because I believe the record is going to show us right here. And I just want to run through and show you exactly what we're using. So in here, the awakened version of Sophia with the SP effect has been very, very important. This has actually been super important. You could see even here, we got 0. This was before we had Nyla built. But then looking at Chimera in here, we also do have the awakened version of Athalia and Liberta. So overall, doing a considerable amount in the first one, picking up those 3 stars. In the second one, again, we get into the record right here. We went through and we actually beat out both of these, and you can see it is the exact same lineup. We did swap where these 2 were, Chimera and that awakened version of Athalia. But again, look at the damage that the awakened version of Sophia is putting out. Really, really advanced, really broken kind of in this game mode. Now, of course, this one we get into the double battles with the double battles on the other side. So looking here, this is where we started putting in the highborn dragons. So this is essentially where we did put in Hildwyn right there. You can see Nyla is in here as well. But this is where, look at the damage. Because remember, when it comes to the Draconic heroes in this game mode, they are not nerfed. So where the rest of the heroes we don't have built, they are not nerfed in their entirety. And again, those were the first 2. And here, 1.53 billion damage out from that very basic 1 copy of Legendary Gwen. So again, this is the point where they were and they are not nerfed, meaning that the damage for them is actually through the roof, plus they get some additional buffs. But that did give us the 3 stars right there in the trial, giving us the ability to actually go and build out Nyla a little bit higher as we continue to build her out. Now at this point, we had Nyla built out. Boom, right there she is, 1.31 billion. Now, of course, right here is Cassius. Not seeing the build really on him. I wish we could get him a lot higher. Again, we are still lacking the food in there. And then here, even looking at Paulina, again, doing pretty decent damage, but overall the highborn dragons really dominating, but also Liberta getting a little bit built out. And you can also see there that we do have the 3 of 9 furniture. Now, as we went through and we summoned heroes in here, it gave us the ability, there we go. As you do your summons, like I said before, if you're holding on to all of your summons within the Draconic, you're going to be hurting yourself in this game mode for progression. It's going to be incredibly difficult because you're not going to be able to build this up. So again, we have a couple more days so we can actually go in here. Now you can see we scored 2 stars in here. This was, of course, before we had some of these other heroes built. So I'm hoping going in here and changing out essentially some of these formations that we might be able to pull 3 stars just based on the build. So looking at trial 5, and again, we went through, there were a couple different guides that were kind of going around, but a majority of, if you're looking to go through the leaderboards, if you're looking to go ahead and see what teams they're running in kind of what different formations, they've been very, very different. And also it's been very, very important, or very kind of set on the heroes that you have built. That was kind of the big thing that we've seen, is where the heroes are built, how the heroes are built. It makes a massive, massive difference in this game mode. So even looking at this one, we had Paulina, who was actually in this one, and then this ran, and I'm gonna knock these out. I'm gonna go ahead and just take the heroes out of here, just so we can try to get these 3 stars. Now, of course, with this game mode as well, guys. And I know it's kind of crappy, but there is a super high RNG factor to this game mode in its entirety, which means it could be very hard to go through here without doing this literally over and over again. And that's exactly what a lot of players have been doing, is they went in here and farmed this 10, 15, 20, 25 times and actually gotten to the point where they can go through and they can finish out the game mode just based on the retries, or they were lucky enough to hit that RNG factor and actually be able to get through there and finish out the stages, which again, I'm kind of hoping, looking at the heroes that we have here, that we can go through. But having Cassius and now also having Polina not built out, I feel like that's a big miss. Because of course, with this, you have to kill him usually in 2 hits. Up here, you can see we just attacked, didn't do anything. And you can see she didn't even bother attacking the second time, meaning that is a defeat. Again, the RNG factor in this game mode is kind of silly. In my opinion, there has to be something. And even there, last time we took half damage off. Now 1, 2, 3, we're taking essentially 3 hits to kill the awakened version of Soulless versus 2. And there, gave it a thumbs up. We're going to get crushed again in this one, just based on the battle. And it's funny because when we got 2 stars in here, we unfortunately didn't have, of course, we didn't have Gwen built up because we just got her built up. But overall, it's interesting to see. Now, of course, you can go in here and you can look at the battle details and kind of adjust it based on the heroes that you have in here. There, we took off half the damage. Boom, 1, 2, easy shot right there. Now, this one, of course, boom, got a thumbs up, half damage right there. Heartbroken. Boom, second pull, killed it, 3 stars. So there's our first new record, 3-star victory. Again, the RNG aspect of this is just really insane to get the 3 stars out of there. But doing the exact same thing. So let's go ahead and prepare for battle. Again, we have Gwen built up a little bit further. Hoping, again, we got the Highborn built up a little bit further. But of course, Polina and looking at Cassius the same. We don't have, unfortunately, the ability to get them higher. And you can see these are going to take 3 hits. Chances are that Nyla in the top is going to die before we can take out Isolde. But there we go. Isolde took 1 hit. Boom. Number 2 took it out. Now, of course, look at Baden in the bottom. Can't even get through Baden. Can't even get to go ahead and defeat that. And of course, like I said, Gwen is higher. Hilduin is higher. And we're still having issues in here. So there we go. It's going to take 3 hits to kill it this time. 1, 2. And of course, we killed the top 1 and 2. But 1 and 2, boom, already done before we even get. So half a hit. Boom, should be done. Oh, we were just shy. 260, but that is a new record. And again, trying it just kind of over and over again is kind of silly. It is kind of silly to go through here and just kind of do this over and over again. And again, if you're taking half the hit points off, there we go. So very good there, but of course, half dead here, which means we didn't even affect a failure right there. 2 shots, we just touched the very end. So again, looking at the battles here, we got to the first one, went through pretty easy. Gwen did a ton of damage. Second one, Gwen did a lot of damage, but of course, some of the heroes died out pretty quick. Even there, we have 0, we have 0. You can play the battle and see what happened in here. So of course, look at the bug. This, we've seen a lot, and this is the RNG factor. Look at the bug. It came in here with 3 heroes. You wonder why we're losing and why we got just devastated on that turn. It is bugged. It is bugged a lot. And a lot of players that were going through and seeing this, you can see they're only running 3 heroes in here, which we have 5 there. When you actually play it, sometimes 5 show up, sometimes 3 show up. I don't know if that has anything to do with it, but even looking here, again, 0 and 0. They didn't even show up in formations. And I'm not sure if it's because they died. I wonder if they died in the first one. I'm wondering if that's the reason, if they die in the first one. Let's see. Because if they both die, and yup, she died here. So Treznar died as well. That is why. But Shamira died too. But she wasn't dead. So I see the RNG factor. Yeah, we're going to have to swap. And of course, Treznar is harder to kill because you have to kill him essentially twice. But I'm wondering putting in like Thorin or a hero of that nature that might have a lot more survivability in here would make a big difference. But if they die in the first one, you're pretty much SOL, I guess, for the second one, because unfortunately you're not going to be able to go ahead and build that up. But again, putting a lot of damage in there, 1, 2. And now if there's only essentially 3 heroes left, not going to do the damage, which there we go. We did a quarter. So I'm assuming 1 hero died at that point. But I think we're going to be able to get this one down. But of course, the bottom one died. So again, we're going to have to see, because I think in this one, it looks like coming into, what, the second set, that everybody was alive. So again, the RNG aspect of, yep, staying alive when you come into the game modes. So again, this is going to be a massive, massive, really RNG fest to get through here. And of course, building out the Draconic heroes are going to make a big difference. But all right, guys, that is going to do it for today's video. Wanted to run through the Dragonforge trials. Let me know in the comments what you guys think. And as always, thank you guys for watching.